Have you ever felt that there are a bunch of things in Jedi Fallen Order that Jedi Survivor doesn't have? Even though Jedi Survivor is supposed to be an evolution of what Jedi Fallen Order was in every single way possible, there are actually a bunch of really significant things the first game did better. Today I'm going to talk about 5 things that are missing from Jedi Survivor that I think a lot of people will agree Jedi Fallen Order did way better. Some of this is combat related, some of it's to do with the planets, the world design, and a bunch of other features in the game. Also, if you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Lots of Jedi Survivor content, more coming. Hey everyone, it's Andrew. One of the things a lot of people seem to think that Jedi Fallen Order did better than Jedi Survivor is the amount of planets and variety in worlds included in the game. Jedi Survivor has a total of 6 explorable worlds, whereas Jedi Fallen Order actually had 7, even if 2 of them were only accessible during the opening of the game and then the ending on the planet Nur. Even though there's been a lot of positive feedback for the exploration and world design of Jedi Survivor, especially with the world Kobo, which is a large-scale open-world planet which serves as your hub world during the game, a lack in variety in environments is something the second game potentially suffers from. When you look at Jedi Fallen Order, the first mission is on Bracca, the Scrapper planet, and then you go to Bogano, Zepho, Dathomir, Kashyyyk, Ilum, and the Fortress Inquisitorius on the planet Nur. Or is it a moon? It's probably a moon.
That's no moon.
And even though all these planets were smaller than the worlds in Jedi Survivor, they had a lot of variety in biomes, in environments. You've got your icy cold hostile planet with Ilum, your forest planet with Kashyyyk, your imperial occupied mountain style planet with Zepho, your ancient untouched mystical world of Bogano, and your dark creepy lair style planet on Dathomir. However, when it comes to Jedi Survivor, a lot of the landscape on Kobo feels and seems quite similar. And then we basically have an imperial base on Nova Garon, the Shattered Moon, which is kind of just like a space station, and Jeddah, a desert planet, and then also I guess you could include Tanalorr, and of course Coruscant. Even though the worlds in Jedi Fallen Order were more linear, I think you could argue there's more variety in the worlds, and you felt like each one had its own personality, and like you spent more time exploring them just because they were all so different. I love that the planets in Jedi Survivor are massive in scale. I just wish there were a couple more we could actually travel to, which would potentially add a bit more variety to the game, and hopefully we'll be able to find some crazy lightsaber customization options, even add the planets from the first game. Let's go back to Dathomir. Maybe Cal can settle down there with Merrin. Transitioning from single to double-bladed lightsaber moves during combos in Jedi Fallen Order was potentially one of the most fun features of the game once you progress this far and could unlock these combo moves. There was something so satisfying about mid-combo going straight from using a single blade to the double blade and then vice versa. Jedi Survivor, however, doesn't have these kinds of combo moves at all, even though there are 5 separate stances in the game. In order for these style of combo moves to work in Jedi Survivor, there'd need to be a lot more combo animations and a combo option to switch between each of the 5 separate stances, which I think potentially makes combat more confusing and is probably part of the reason why they didn't add it in the game. Also, what I liked about these moves in Jedi Fallen Order is that they almost always threw your opponents off guard. I've seen a lot of comments online, players seem to really miss these attacks, but it wasn't the direction they decided to take with combat in the second game. I guess we did get an extra 3 stances, and even the single-bladed and double-bladed stances are more developed when compared to the first game, but I really enjoyed watching Cal bust out these moves. The battle grid, or combat arena and combat challenges, are for some reason not in Jedi Survivor at launch. This is actually a feature that was added to Jedi Fallen Order a few months following launch, so it's very likely we could see this come to Jedi Survivor sometime down the track, and would finally give you the chance to spawn in multiple Rick the Door technicians and troll him over and over again. With the combat challenges update for Jedi Fallen Order, it also came with a bunch of cosmetic unlocks, I think for BD1, if you completed certain challenges within the arena. So it's potentially likely we could see Jedi Survivor release with this at a later date, adding not only more gameplay content to the game, but also more cosmetics. I'm honestly surprised it's not in the game at launch. We do have the Void training, which you can find throughout the worlds of Jedi Survivor, but even going into the practice section when you're resting at a meditation point, it's kind of strange that this here is so limited and only really covers very basic style attacks, parries, and combo moves. There was one part of Jedi Fallen Order that most people seem to either really love or really hate, and those were the tombs. The tomb puzzles in Jedi Fallen Order could either be really frustrating or really fun, depending on how you like to play games. But I think the main reason we're not seeing the same style of tombs in Jedi Survivor is because in Fallen Order, they were directly linked to the story. As you explored planets like Zepho, Bogano, and Dathomir, and uncovered the ancient civilization of the Zepho, following in the footsteps of Seer Junda's master, Eno Cordova. Also, I have to say, I always thought there was something so exciting in Fallen Order about entering one of these tombs for the first time, feeling like like it's this vast, endless maze and having to explore, discover all its nooks and crannies, and finally make your way out having retrieved whatever it was in the tomb or vault. I know there are a bunch of optional puzzles in Jedi Survivor. I'm still yet to attempt a bunch of these. Some of them seem to be tomb styled, but I don't think any of them are as vast and expansive as those in Jedi Fallen Order. And for those players who liked these styles of puzzles being directly linked to the story, I think this is something Jedi Fallen Order did a lot better. Also broke my sanity multiple times while trying to solve these. The Force Slow ability is something that was heavily changed from Jedi Fallen Order into Jedi Survivor. In Jedi Fallen Order, you trigger the Force Slow by pressing either R1 or right bumper. However, in Jedi Survivor, it's now been moved to L3 and R3 on the joysticks. As a result of this and the Force Slow not being directly linked to the story of the game, I felt like I used this feature a lot less. In Jedi Fallen Order, it was so much fun constantly using the Force Slow ability, but not only when it came to combat. It was also a great feature to use when you were solving puzzles or exploring the tombs of the Zepho, and I found it especially fun to use in platforming scenarios. But during my playthrough of Jedi Survivor, it really only felt like there were a small handful of times where I actually had to use this thing to get around the world, and wasn't ever really encouraged to use it in combat. I guess Jedi Survivor in a lot of ways allows you to shape your own playstyle, especially with the multiple lightsaber stances to choose from and the different Force abilities you can upgrade. But I kind of missed the Force Slow feature from the first game, how easy it was to use, and felt like it had taken a bit of a backseat with Jedi Survivor. Also, the recharge time on it was different. Instead of just being linked directly to your normal Force meter, it has its own separate recharge thing, meaning you can only use it really sparingly, and I guess I just missed the way it was in the first game. Something so satisfying about the first time you froze one of those blaster bolts and pulled the stormtrooper who shot that blaster bolt into his own blaster bolt. Okay, this one's a bonus. Even though Jedi Survivor has way more customization options than Jedi Fallen Order ever had, there's one thing missing from Jedi Survivor that you could customize in Jedi Fallen Order, and that is the Stinger Mantis. I loved finding the different color schemes for the Stinger Mantis, choosing how I wanted my ship to look, whether it was Boba Fett starfighter, more in line with a Republic starfighter, or some of the other customization options. Why is this not a thing in Jedi Survivor? Surely this is a simple feature to implement, and something I think we can all agree Jedi Fallen Order did way better, because it's in the game. It's not in Jedi Survivor. Why can't you customize the Stinger Mantis? You tell me. Can you do it? Are there going to be mods that allow you to do it? Is there going to be an updated future time which allows you to do it? I really hope so. What's one thing you think Jedi Fallen Order did better than Jedi Survivor? Or something you think Jedi Survivor does better than Fallen Order? Let me know in the comments. And also, I'm going to be giving away a few more copies of Jedi Survivor, so come follow me on Instagram, Twitter, all the other socials, TikTok, Discord, hear more about those. And I recommend you watch this video here for some interesting details you might not know about Jedi Survivor. And thanks for watching this. My name's Andrew. I'll catch you soon.